me that green light. Give me that Greenlight Maine. Give me that green light. Give me that Greenlight Maine. Give me that green light. Give me that Greenlight Maine. Give me that green light. Give me that Greenlight Maine.
This episode of Greenlight Maine is sponsored by Bangor Savings Bank. You matter more.
Good morning. Welcome to Greenlight Maine. We are feeling great about our first ever college series. It's something we are doing based on feedback from the Maine business community as a way to help build the economy while keeping our students here after graduation. In this series, there are 10 bright students bringing innovation and insight to Maine like never before. One of them will win a prize package worth $60,000 and likely keep their startup right here in Maine. Before I introduce you to two of them, we want to get to know our judges a little bit better who have been with us throughout the series. Skip Bates from Bangor Savings Bank, tell us, why did you want to be part of this?
So my roots are here in Maine. My great-great-grandfather was a schooner captain in the 1850s, sailing out of Stockton Springs, traveling all around the world. And I spent some time traveling to exotic places. I lived in India for a while, Japan, Delaware. But at the end of the day, I wanted to come back to where my family is, to where my roots are, to be part of the fabric of this community. And my work at Bangor Savings Bank is focused on helping make this a great place to live and work.
Nice, and we are so glad you came back. All right, next up, Tori Penrod-Canberra, why are you here?
Well, in addition to founding Penrod Marketing, my standalone consulting company this year, I've also co-founded a stealth software startup with a couple of my colleagues, and we're in the process now of building a business plan and starting to pitch for funding ourselves. So this is really personal to me, and I'm asking these students the same questions that I'm asking myself, and I'm just really here to be a voice of encouragement to them.
Awesome, thank you so much. And finally, Liam Sullivan, tell us why you're here.
So I started my first startup company while I was in college and felt like, I went through a lot of interesting challenges and I was outside of the state of Maine. So any opportunity that I have to help businesses starting here, I wanted to give my full attention to it. So I found this to be a good opportunity to do that.
And we appreciate that so much. Okay, we're going to talk to you guys in a little bit, but first I would like to introduce you to our first pitch. It is RentScore, and we have Steve Doman and John Peters from the University of Maine at Orono. And I got to tell you, the Foster Center for Innovation is getting some major play here. So what's going on up there in Orono?
So they help people who want to be entrepreneurs get into the flow of that, and it's the only resource we really had in Maine, and we were looking for a way to start a business, and they've been extremely helpful the whole way.
Yeah.
We appreciate all their help. We're residents there, and we're excited to perform for them.
Well, we are happy to have you guys. So whenever you're ready, look right at the judges and have a blast.
All right, so RentScore is the solution to every landlord's worst nightmare, whether that is vacant units or bad tenants. These problems can cost landlords both time and money. Most people see renting property as an easy thing to do. You buy some property, you fix it up a little bit, find a tenant, and then sit back and collect rent until you decide to retire and sell the property.
But unfortunately for many landlords, this isn't the case. One landlord we spoke to came up with holes in the wall, trashed all of the property. If only she had RentScore, she could have saved thousands of dollars in legal fees and missed rent. So John, what's RentScore? How does it work?
RentScore is a simplified tenant screening process. It creates a unique profile for each tenant and a corresponding score to their rental history. That rental history is informed by landlords putting in the information, and we've really designed it to look at what information landlords want most. That's eviction history, payment history, and property damage. Along with that, we've found that about $15 billion every year is lost to these issues, and we think that RentScore can be the solution to those problems.
RentScore is a great tool for tenants as well. It can save them time and money by saving their rental application to our platform. Think of it as a tenant resume. So John, how are we going to make money off this?
RentScore is monetized in two ways. The first way is a small service fee on rental payments to the landlords. And the second is that we've talked to many landlords through research and surveys, and they've found that they're very willing to pay for the information that we'll be collecting.
RentScore is optimized to go very fast by tapping into pre-existing landlord network associations. We're able to do this very quickly and at little to no cost. As you can see from our projections, our revenue is directly correlated with our reach. So John, what are these networks I'm talking about?
So the networks are landlord associations, and we are currently in the process of speaking to the Lewiston Auburn Landlord Association. These associations are found across the state of Maine and across the United States, and we're tapping into them in order to grow very rapidly.
Currently, we are the only ones in our market. You can think of our competition as expensive silos focusing on property management tools. Well, we're more of an affordable network. So John, what's our background?
Both Steve and I have innovation and business backgrounds from the University of Maine, and we're also working with a team of advisors here in the state to make sure this is a successful Maine startup.
As Mainers, our goal is to create a new, exciting, innovative company to keep recent graduates in the state of Maine, as well as draw new talent to the state as well.
We're excited to change the way Mainers think about renting. Thank you for your time. We're ready to answer any questions.
Excellent. Sounds like a dream come true for both tenants and landlords. Skip, over to you.
Okay, so I love this. I've been a landlord. I can totally relate to the problems that you've described. And yes, I would have paid for it. So
It's good to hear.
How do you get, maybe I missed this, but how do you get the tenants to agree to be rated? Is there a privacy concern? Is there an information sharing concern?
The privacy concern is on the forefront of our minds. The application that they're going to be filling out will make it easy for them to apply for housing, but it will be secure just for them. It's not like a Facebook page that someone can scroll through and find a tenant. It's only shown to somebody when that tenant applies for housing.
Tori.
If you were to win this competition, what would you do with the money?
We would use the money to build a prototype and start sending it out to landlords so they can begin using it right away. And with that, we think we can get the validation that we would definitely need in order to grow it very quickly.
Liam.
Do you see any other potential for revenue streams outside of just the application fee, like background checks or anything like that?
Yeah, so we can do maintenance, we can put listings. There's many different features that we can add to it. I know we've briefly talked about adding a way to report tenants making payments toward their rent to help increase their credit score, because it only helps increase your credit score unless your landlord reports it to the government.
So how far are you from being ready to go to market? When do you start making money? And what do your margins look like?
So we are in the research and development phase of this product. We've been giving out surveys and we've been meeting with landlord associations, and they've all given us a large amount of interest. So our next step is to find the best way to build the platform, and from there we would go to market with the people that we've been surveying and collecting emails from at this point.
6 months or a year away?
I'd say 6 months.
Tori.
Do you have an idea of what the interface will be? Is this a mobile application? Is this something that tenants and the renters would access through the web? What does it look like?
So it's going to be web service to start with, because the cost for mobile right now would be too much for us in the beginning. But we want to be able to have tenants be able to look on their phone, find an apartment, check their score, make sure everything's clear and okay, and in the future be able to sort of report issues with their apartment through their phone, and that would go direct to the landlord.
And a monthly fee for subscriptions?
We're working on the payments for landlords, but the tenants would definitely, as they pay rent, it's a small service beyond that.
All right, some great information, some great discussion. We have to take a quick break, but don't go away right after these messages from our sponsors.
Greenlight Maine would like to thank the Maine Department of Economic and Community Development, the Maine DECD, helping businesses and communities prosper.
At Bangor Savings Bank, we know the value of making genuine connections with our customers, providing a memorable experience with every interaction. We are committed to doing the right thing and working as a partner with the people and communities we serve. With convenient mobile and online banking technology, we offer more ways for you to reach out to us. Because at Bangor Savings Bank, you matter more. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Reaching new customers online is hard. You've tried Facebook, Google Ads, email. You even built a website 10 years ago. You're way too busy to focus on digital marketing, and you're not getting results.
At Dream Local Digital, that's what we do. We've helped businesses nationwide grow with online marketing. We're the experts. Let us help you.
Welcome back to Greenlight Maine. Our Sunday morning conversation is with Skip Bates from Bangor Savings Bank. So much happening with the bank.
Absolutely. It's such an exciting time to be at Bangor Savings Bank. We just bought a bank in New Hampshire. We now have 5 branches in New Hampshire, and we are growing. At the same time, we are deepening our roots right here in the Bangor community. We have a new corporate headquarters that we're just starting to move into. It's 35,000 square feet in one building, 110,000 in another. It's going to be home to 750 Bangor Savings Bank employees. Very cool. Right on the waterfront. Gorgeous.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
It is stunning, yes.
Thank you.
With rooftop decks and fireplaces and all.
Well, yes, indeed. It's a pretty special place. And we've got our tech center there and our headquarters and so many people who help run the heart and hands of Bangor Savings Bank. So we're trying to create a workplace where people can't imagine working anyplace else.
Sweet. And you have a new position. Tell us about that.
Yeah, even so exciting for me personally too, right? So I'm in the process of creating a new team at Bangor Savings Bank called Main Street Banking. And
I love the name, by the way.
Thank you, thank you. You know, Maine is all about, you know, our brand around Main streets, right? And more than half of the workforce in Maine is employed by small businesses. And my role and our team's role is really to help those entrepreneurs to be successful in their business ventures and in their personal lives. We help the owners of the businesses and their employees with whatever they need from a banking perspective.
Which brings us to this college series. Thank you so much for being our judge throughout the series and our sponsor.
This is so exciting. The college edition is very cool. We do a lot to support students at Bangor Savings Bank, starting with our own employees. If you work at Bangor Savings Bank, you are eligible for 100% tuition reimbursement if you're taking classes in any field, because we want to hire people who are ambitious and they want to learn. And we want people to grow into the workforce. So we're really focused on workforce development. And you know, the entrepreneurship program, the work that these kids are doing, amazing. So exciting to see how they are helping to grow the economy.
Great. Thank you so much for partnering with us.
Okay.
We are going to take a short break, but when we come back, we're going to hear from our second pitch, so don't go away.
For almost 25 years, Maine Biz has been providing business news, information, and analysis for business owners and C-level executives in Maine. From Fort Kent to Kittery, Maine Biz serves the decision makers of Maine across multiple channels, including its flagship print digital publication, website, events, daily report, real estate insider, and weekly newsletter. Let Maine Biz help your business succeed. Inform, engage, connect.
At Emera Maine, we know customers rely on us to power their homes and businesses. That's why we're continually working to improve reliability of service and meet our customers' changing needs. Emera Maine wants to help local businesses grow and attract new businesses to northern and eastern Maine. We are deeply invested in our communities because these are our communities too. Emera Maine, bringing power to the people of Maine.
Welcome back to Greenlight Maine. Our second pitch comes from Southern Maine Community College. We have Brianna Keelior from Unforeseen Globe-Trotting, and you're trying to help the Maine tourism industry with your business.
Yes, we are. We're hoping to grow our beautiful state of Maine's tourism, as well as helping to give Mainers who are deserving trips to go outside of Maine.
Awesome. Welcome to Greenlight Maine. Whenever you're ready, look right at the judges and tell us about Unforeseen Globetrotting.
Thank you. So tourism and travel contributes over $8 trillion to our global economy annually, and we're able to research the whole world with a click of a button. Yet even the most avid travelers have places in the world they've never considered visiting. At Unforeseen Globetrotting, we plan to play that to our advantage by planning trips beyond your wildest dreams. So it starts with a survey to get to know our customers, and then based off of your likes, desires, and wishes, we plan a trip. No pre-planned packages, no algorithms, just personal luxury travel planned perfectly for you. Now you're probably asking yourself what makes us any different than the countless travel agents around the world. Well, the trick is you don't know where you're going until you're at the airport. Now, surprise travel isn't an entirely new concept. There's a company called Pack Up and Go that has been very successful in the industry, but they exclusively plan 3-day trips in the United States. As for global surprise travel, there's only 2 other competitors that, despite offering subpar services, are still successful due to the great demand for this industry. We plan to change the market by focusing not only on the customers while they're on their vacation, but before they go and after they're home. As you can see behind me, each of our customers get a box in the mail with a few clues of where they're going, as well as a couple local gifts, maybe a recipe or dancing lessons, something to incorporate their trip. And then, as well as an iPad or a tablet, which has all of their important documents, a translator app, and movies to watch on the plane, because we all know a long plane ride can be one of the boringest parts of a vacation. So this is the point of my pitch when you're either thinking, when can I go? Or you're thinking, who in their right mind would want to go on a vacation where they don't know where they're going? So if you're still unsure about the concept, please take a moment to think about the excitement a child feels the night before Christmas, unsure of what's in the boxes under the stairs, knowing about all, what could it be, dreaming of it. As adults, you can probably agree it's hard to find that same feeling of excited anticipation, and we're hoping to change that for the better by giving adults good surprises. So please join me and Unforeseen Globe-Trotting in changing the way we see the world one vacation at a time. Thank you.
Perfect. Nice job. I love your passion.
Thanks.
And you're marketing to people globally.
Yes, we are. Yes, we're digital. I actually have a slide of our website here. We've done a soft launch, so we have it up, but we're hoping to work on adding better features and building an app as well.
Nice. Skip, kick it off.
I want to go there.
Yeah, absolutely. Isn't it beautiful? There's the natural beauty in the world.
So it's really cool, and I love the way you described like the passion of a child, the excitement of before Christmas Day. What I don't understand is the financial aspect of this. How do you decide how much to charge someone, and what do your expenses look like?
Yeah, absolutely. So we take 20% of the cost of the trip, and then our customers give us a budget, and then we plan the trip around it. So say you're more of a budget traveler, you might be staying in really unique hostels or cheaper Airbnbs, whereas if you want total luxury travel, then we can put you in the Ritz or wherever you want to go. So that's based on the customer.
So if it's anybody's budget.
Yeah, exactly, correct.
Awesome. Tori.
I love the personal touch to finding exactly the right vacation for each user, but tell me how that can scale as the number of customers increases.
Yeah, absolutely. We look forward to being able to employ people in Maine. So obviously I can't do it all by myself, but it is something that anyone who's able to connect with people can do. It's really looking at the information, and as you can see with the survey in front of you, you can piece together kind of what someone's looking for when you add all the parts together. So.
Liam.
What are some of the biggest challenges that you face now, and how has that changed since you started this idea?
Yeah, so our biggest challenge is, as a digital-based business, it's not a matter of having people who are interested in the product, it's a matter of letting them know. It's very expensive to market, especially in the travel industry. It's a lot of influencer-based marketing, so people with Instagram followings, paying them to go on a trip. So it's a matter of finding our clientele and bringing them to us.
And you're trying to have a lot of these trips go right through the state of Maine
Yes,
to help Maine and the
yeah.
tourism community.
Yeah, we have a beautiful state here, which we really rely off of tourism. So that's one of the great jobs of being able to plan these trips, is I know how amazing Maine is, so I can help to bring people here as well.
Do you have a great success story, somebody who you surprised with a fabulous trip and they just came back delighted?
We have someone who we're working with to plan their surprise trip in the future. And it's funny, actually, kind of my success story with that was I lived in Germany for a year. I did not pick Germany. I had applied for a scholarship. I honestly didn't know more than 2 words or anything about Germany, and it was the best surprise of my life. So that's kind of where the inspiration came from.
What does your team look like now, and who will you add next?
Yeah, so my team is currently just me, so it's a lot to take on. As we're growing, I have a good friend of mine who's also traveled the world as well, and she's currently working on joining the team in the future.
Quick question, Lehman.
Do you see any B2B plays in this where maybe you sell directly to companies wanting to offer to employees or other travel agencies as like a new way to experience the world?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the possibilities with this are limitless, especially with it being a digital-based business.
Awesome. Well-prepared presentation. I love your questions. We need to take a short break, but don't go away. When we come back, there's more Greenlight Maine.
Furniture for Greenlight Maine is provided by Thomas Mosier Furniture. Handmade American furniture since 1972.
We're very proud of the product we make and the way that we make it. The most important features of our original dog vest are in its design. Traditional lenders, they steer away from unproven track records.
In you come. Hold up.
CEI gave us the opportunity to build a track record, show that our future path will be more solid than our past.
Reaching new customers online is hard. You've tried Facebook, Google Ads, email. You even built a website 10 years ago. You're way too busy to focus on digital marketing, and you're not getting results.
At Dream Local Digital, that's what we do. We've helped businesses nationwide grow with online marketing. We're the experts. Let us help you.
Broadcast facilities are provided by Husson University's NESCOM, the New England School of Communications.
Welcome back to Greenlight Maine. This is where our judges deliberate, but I think it's important to note that they're being scored on 1 to 10, and if contestants don't win their round, there still might be a slight chance that they can make it to the finale, sort of like a wild card. And remember, there are 5 categories: scalability, feasibility, overall quality, innovation, and most important, the ability to stay in Maine.
Yeah, I think that just keeps it really fair across all of the contestants. So no matter the matchup, it just provides a little open door to all of the young entrepreneurs we saw here.
Awesome. So let's start by talking about RentScore.
Yeah, a great idea with a really large addressable market. So that's really exciting. I would love to see them actually get to work on the prototype and bring some of that development into their organization rather than outsourcing it, and have some great technical leadership on the team.
Nice, keeping it all in-house.
Yeah, that would be nice, but you can't always get that as an option when you're getting started. But it sounded like the technology is already solved for the most part. What I think is great is that they have the right elements working for them. They've already started speaking to different landlords and different associations. I think the biggest concern for me would be around privacy, because you look at Europe and kind of the rules or regulations are rolling out there, and how that could be done here too in terms of my data and my information and my control over that.
Yeah, and during the break, Skip, you had a great idea for them with the real estate developers meeting.
Yeah, so the Maine Real Estate and Developers Association meeting is just next week in Portland, and they've got a special rate for students, so it's a great opportunity for them to connect with some people in that industry and learn more about the opportunity.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to Unforeseen Globe-Trotting. Cool name.
I think it's an awesome name. My thing is I've never gone on a trip like that. I know that when I make my own trips and do my own planning, that I sometimes have expectations that I don't meet. So imagine that being a factor in a complete stranger's trip. It might be difficult to kind of nail that the first time.
It could be a great idea, though, for the right demographic. Young professionals with a lot of disposable income who are willing to go out and take those adventures. I think that the challenge there is going to be the ability to scale and still keep that personal touch.
You had a lot of good ideas for Brianna, yeah, and the marketing, since you have your own marketing company, I know you could do wonders for her.
It would be exciting. I think she's going to have to find a way, though, to set aside a fair amount of budget to do the B2C marketing that she needs to do to be successful.
Yeah, I feel like it's a cool idea for a very niche market, people who are willing to give up control and let somebody else surprise them, and who are interested in world travel. It's a tough market, I think, and so while I think she could probably have a viable business, I agree with Tori. Scalability is going to be a real challenge. As far as RentScore goes, as a banker, I love that, right? Credit scores allow you to make really good decisions because you got a uniform set of data. A RentScore would be a great tool for landlords to be able to pick their tenants, and in turn, for tenants to be able to understand what the living situation is going to be in any given apartment building. So I think they've got a great concept that has scalability across the country, a really big market to tap into.
Nice. Any final thoughts?
Two great ideas. Really, I think I'm judging here on just their ability to take those ideas to market and make them real.
Yeah, I mean, the key factor is here, can they build these businesses in Maine? I think both of these can.
Okay, so let's just say they go to the finals. What would you like to see?
You know, I think on the one hand, Steve and John had a great presentation, but they could work out just some of the kinks in the flow. And in turn, Brianna, I think I want to see a little bit more data about her income and expense modeling and stuff like that.
Sure.
Yeah, I would really just echo what Skip said. Getting more into some of the details of the business plan would be, that would be a good opportunity to do that there.
Awesome, and real quick, Liam.
I think just having a better sense of what that competitive landscape looks like, not just here in the US, but overseas too, to kind of bounce different ideas off of.
Nice, great advice. Thank you so very much. We need to take a quick break, but when we come back, find out who the winner of today's round is. Don't go away.
To find more resources on how to start and grow your business, visit greenlightmaine.com.
In 1972, Tom Moser committed his life's work to craft, and 4 decades later employs 70 fine craftsmen and women in our shop in Auburn, Maine. With showrooms and customers from coast to coast and numerous awards and accolades, Tom has firmly established himself as an entrepreneurial tour de force and has proven that a life doing what you love is indeed possible.
This year's winner of Greenlight Maine will win this handmade Thomas Moser beacon box and $100,000.
Are you an entrepreneur? Do you have a new business or a great new product? Greenlight Maine is now accepting submissions for Season 5. Gain exposure and take the chance to win $100,000 in cash. Visit our website for more information, greenlightmaine.com.
The small community here at Husson, the small class sizes, the friendly people, professors, and faculty, Husson's the place to be.
Big hearts here, a lot of passion goes into the school, not only the students, but the faculty.
I was gonna come here and play football, but then finding out about all the other stuff that they have, it kind of like opened up my eyes a little bit.
My dad always told me, you always want to go someplace where you're liked, and I feel like Husson brought that to me.
For more information about the presenters and panelists on all the Greenlight Maine shows, visit greenlightmaine.com.
Welcome back to Greenlight Maine. Southern Maine Community College and the University of Maine showed up to compete, and compete they did. But it's time to find out who is moving on in the competition. Judges, who's it gonna be? Today's winner is RentScore. Congratulations to Steve and John. They are moving on in the competition. That's a wrap for us. Thank you for sticking with us Sunday mornings. We got our regular season Greenlight Maine finale coming up with Flowfold, Ocean's Balance, and American Roots battling out for $100,000. Then our college season finale will complete Season 4. Until next week, have a fantastic Sunday. Congratulations. Awesome job.
Greenlight Maine has been brought to you by Bangor Savings Bank. You matter more. Greenlight Maine would not be possible without the support of all of our corporate sponsors. Thank you.
Greenlight Maine has been a paid-for presentation by the Portland Media Group.